I think not, Fred.
All right, guys, we're gonna get started here. So I brought Ben in. Ben's one of our affiliate partners, Ben Cross. And I brought him in because I wanted to be able to give you guys insights on what to look for as far as roofing is concerned. So when you're out at a showing, you're able to identify, what signs that a roof may be placed. Those of you who've sold homes before, right, know that obviously an important aspect is the roof because it can be very costly, right? So making sure that you understand what to look for to have a good idea of, the status of that. The life of that roof on that home. And also then when you're working with sellers, same kind of concept, right? Well, you with a seller, you're taking a tour of their home, you kind of have a good idea of the age of the roof. So without further ado, I'll give it over to Ben, but Ben's got some good information to share with you guys, and I think you'll find super valuable.
I appreciate it. Thank you again for giving me this opportunity and whatnot. So I did ask for like a theme song and like some fireworks to be introduced. That got shot down, so I'm sorry, we just did that.
They didn't ask Gemini?
No Gemini. So again, my name is Ben Cross. Been with five-star roofing and restoration for about 3 years now. Been in construction for 12. I love this kind of stuff. I love helping people and I love teaching as well. So bear with me. I'm much better at building a house than I am at speaking and whatnot, but we're going to see if we can get y'all through this. So from curb to attic, roofing insights every agent should know. So, we're going to just go over a couple of basics, why roof knowledge matters to realtors, okay, and why this topic is so important. So roof condition equals potential deal breaker, leverage point, and peace of mind during the deal, okay? This really can make or break, and one of the reasons why we're finding out that a lot of buyers actually have to leave the table because they're not able to get insurance on the property because the roof is older than 15 years old, okay? They have to go through all this inspections and whatnot, and, COVID times are a little bit over where, you had so many people just buying houses unseen. That's gone. That's gone. Just whatever the insurance portion of it. Common moments that impact your transaction, inspection flags, storm things, aging roofs. After this class, hopefully you're going to be able to identify some red flags. So you're going to be able to identify that, hey, that looks like there was a repair. If there was a repair done, it means there was damage. How did that damage get there? Why did it get there? And who did the homeowner use for that repair? Is it warranted? These are all things that really matter and really important. Also, at any point in time, I love to be interrupted. If y'all have questions, comments, didn't understand something, please let me know because I will gladly go back and we'll address that situation, okay? What's that thing you call it? Again, you're not roofers, so you're not going to know exactly what things are called. So this is going to help identify certain things. So I just want to go over a couple really important things for y'all to know, okay? We have the flashing. So flashing is the piece of metal that goes in between the siding and the shingles. Okay, that's going to help deter water and prevent water from coming in, damaging plywood, damaging drywall, insulation, then you have a bigger issue. Flat roof is anything that's under like a 2-pitch, which just means that you're going to be able to walk on it very easily. You're usually going to have some standing water on that if it wasn't done properly, and it's going to be a different material, maybe rubber or metal or something like that. Gutters, pretty sure everyone can identify what gutters look like. Dormers, that's a little jut out that looks like a house on top of the roof. Drip edge is going to be the piece of metal that is in between the fascia, okay, and the actual shingle. That is again going to allow water to come off in a way that it's not going to penetrate the paper or the plywood. Ridge is going to be very top. Most of the time you're going to see that's going to be elevated. It's going to look like there's like a thick black line, and that's going to be your venting. Roof or attic ventilation is super important, and one of the reasons why it's so important is if you don't have the correct ventilation, it is going to literally cook the shingles on the bottom side, and it's going to shorten the lifespan of the shingles. Okay, so I think that those are the main things you need to know. There's obviously some extra info on there for you, but those are the main things that you're going to be able to identify if the homeowner has, and if they're damaged. We'll go over some damages later. So types of asphalt shingles, the two major types are 3-tab and architectural. Architectural is this right here. I brought this for y'all so y'all can touch, feel it, look at it. It's going to have texture to it, okay? It's not gonna look flat. As you can tell, the 3-tab looks like flat rectangles. You're not gonna see any definition to it, okay? The 3-tab shingles usually have a much shorter lifespan, and those are the ones that are most commonly found to be damaged by wind, hail, and honestly, a lot of them just weren't put on properly because it's quicker and easier to put that on. So a lot of mom and pop shops or chuck in the trucks just went up there, slapped the roof on, called it good. And now 5 years later, you have a brand new roof, but you have some issues because it wasn't installed properly. So again, the 3-tab shingle, it's going to have a flat appearance. It's a lifespan of 20 to 25 years. If you get 20 years out of your 3-tab shingle roof, you're doing really good. We're usually replacing them between 12 and 17. It's typically when we're finding way more damage than what we should. Again, this product rolled out, it was poorly manufactured, and it was manufactured for so long, there are hundreds of thousands of it, which is fine. Again, that product was designed to protect the home back then with the storms and with the weather patterns that we had back then. It is totally different, the storms and weather patterns that we have now, which is why we recommend the architecture. Here's the architecture shingle. It's a much thicker shingle, usually has 2 to 3 layers depending on who the manufacturer is. 25 to 50 year lifespan. That's the manufacturer. So if something happened to that batch and it was a bad batch, the manufacturer will actually pay us to replace that. So you don't find that with a 3-tab shingle. You only find that really with the architectural. Excuse me. The architectural shingle has much higher wind rating and a much higher hail impact rating as well. So the arc shingle, you're at about 135 to 140 mile per hour wind rating, whereas the 3-tab, you're only at between like 45 and 65, again, depending on the manufacturer, okay? Most modern homes or any home that was built within the last 10 to 15 years, chances are really good at having arc, okay? Real quick, I know I'm going super fast. Sorry, I'm nervous for some reason. So I'll slow down a little bit. You'll have any questions about the 3-tab versus the architectural shingle? No. And that's
do you have any questions?
No, you're doing a great job. I like how you're like actually very animated while you're talking.
Thanks, I appreciate that. That comes from my mom's side. So
Okay.
talk to me, bud.
I'm just curious, how does the texture change the lifespan of it, or how does the texture play a fact in the durability of the shingles itself?
Great question. So I'm going to go over here to my little sample here. I'm going to hold it on the side. Now, because this is just an example, they didn't use a full sheet, which I'm now realizing, which is super cool. This back layer, so this shingle right here, actually goes all the way up to here. So you have a much thicker layer of asphalt shingle, which is going to help protect against hail, the impact rating for hail. And then as far as the wind rating, it is glued in different spots. So these trapezoid looking pieces are glued 2 times right here. And this entire tab has about a 2-inch glue strip here as well as the nail strip. Okay, the nailing zone for this is almost 2 inches, whereas the 3-tab is usually 3/4 inch. Okay, and a much thinner material. Gotcha. Okay, so that's where your wind rating is going to come from, and your hail impact as well. Great question.
Or do you like the texture shingles?
No, that's a good question. No.
Another thing is
The
the installation guidelines have changed as well. So for the arc shingle, required to put 5, at least to get the warranty and to use the GAF certified shingle, you need to have 5 nails per nail strip. Whereas 3-tab, it was like between 3 and 4, or however many they decide to put in that. Which again, you don't get a warranty with that. It really matters on who your contractor is. Because if you have a mom and pop shop that's been open for 2 years, most roofing companies end within 3 years. You know that one, they're probably not going to carry warranty, and even if they do, they don't really care if it's a make or share anyway, because they're undercutting everyone, and that really doesn't pay in the long.
When you're referring to the warranty, that's something that the roofing company is specifically providing for that roof, not necessarily them getting that.
Yes, so gas products, which is the most commonly used product, at least for our company anyway, the shingle itself is warranted for 25 years. Because we are what's called a gas master elite contractor, which only 7% of contractors in North America actually get accreditation, we're able to extend the lifespan of that shingle to a 50-year manufacturer warranty and a 25-year installation warranty, which means 25 years bumper to bumper for $750 is what the warranty runs. Hello, why are we not doing that? And again, you can only do that if you have that master elite. Like I said, key points for y'all. So which type of shingle adds more value to the home? Obviously, the architectural shingle does, okay, because it's a longer lifespan, and chances are good you're going to be able to get a reduction in your monthly payment to your insurance company.
Sure are.
I love Kelly. Shout out to Kelly. She's with Allstate and she does a great job. And she may or may not have gone through us for her new roof. So we're supposed to be putting that on in the spring. So I'm just saying, put your money where your mouth is, right?
So do your house, like, for example, I can tell my insurance company? Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Yesterday. Yep.
Yeah, no, absolutely. No, you're right. My apologies. Yeah, call them the very next day and send them your gap warranty and it should.
Everybody in my neighborhood got a free roof with the hail, but we didn't submit for it because our roof was so old. They're like, well, my roof is old as dirt. Like
it is.
It's
It's like 24, 25 years old.
Yeah, but I got, they got.
You're gonna get lucky. You have a banging contract to help you. So yeah, common knowledge would go, hey, I have a really old roof, the insurance shouldn't pay for it, right? And that might be the case in some areas. However, the age of your roof actually determines how big of a check you get up front. So you have the ACV. I wasn't going to talk about this, but we'll go into it anyway. You get two checks from the insurance company when you get a new roof. Okay, you get ACV, actual cash value, RCV, cash value. Okay, if your roof is a 25-year product and they can prove that it's 21 years old, then they're going to depreciate your first check, your ACV, and instead of it being between 40 and 60% of the entire amount of claim, it'll be 20%. So instead of getting an $8,000 check up front, you're getting a $2,000 check up front, and then once the contractor puts the roof, then they'll get the remainder $8,000, assuming it's a $10,000. I just used even numbers. The average roof right now is $17,900. So we submitted for wind damage with all missing shingles. We had that conversation. Don't even play. We had that conversation.
Yeah, but it was too late. When was when?
It's all good. It's all
I know.
I am here to help with retail or with insurance. It doesn't matter. Let's see which one the insurance companies prefer. Like I said, architectural because of the higher wind rating, and why architectural shingles often appraise better. It's going to give your homeowner peace of mind. Okay, there we go. I love using you as a guinea pig because I'm allowed to. What separates you from another realtor at Iron Valley?
Well, I would hope resources and solutions.
And you.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. What you bring to the table, the friendly face, the conversations, the helpful attitude, that is what separates you from another realtor.
Are they mean?
I had Wanda Moore, so I love Wanda Moore. So the ones that I've experienced aren't mean.
Yeah, she's one of us.
This is true. Same thing with us and I call it my company. I'm not the CEO, but I take pride in what I do. I take pride in my company. So it's great. A lot of, like I said, 7% of contractors can give you the same warranty that I can. What separates me from the 7%? It shouldn't matter what I'm selling. I want you to buy from Ben Cross. I want you to buy me because I'm selling. I'm not selling a roof. I'm selling Ben Cross. So if you trust me, it doesn't matter if I'm selling you siding, windows, gutters, roof, ply. It doesn't matter. You're going to buy because of me. Same thing with y'all. They're going to buy the house from you because it's.
I think it's for warranty.
And for yes, and for warranty. And for well, okay.
They buy it,
Okay.
and it's warranty is everything.
Warranty is everything. For sure.
Because you're not going with people unless they guarantee. And something went wrong, because my husband used to be in contract with the federal government,
Okay,
and he reads every line.
good for him, by the way.
Really good one over.
Well, okay, so I'm gonna argue for a second.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, is it the warranty that is what made you go with the company? Or is it the fact that that company is gonna be there tomorrow and the next day? Because the warranty is only good if that company is gonna uphold it, right?
But they're Amish.
There you go, now we're talking. Hey, and that is fair,
Yeah.
and that is fair. So one of the things about my warranty is 5-star roof and restoration has no plans on going anywhere anytime soon, okay? Yes, we've only been in business for 4 years. We have well over 40 years of experience in our ad field, okay? One of the things that separates us from others is even if we do go somewhere else, this warranty is picked up by Gap, a multi-billion-dollar company. I'm not going anywhere either. Gap's been around for, I should have that on a slide somewhere. I forget how long Gap's been around. Been a minute.
GAP.
GAF.
Oh, yeah.
Gap, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
It's on his hat.
Oh.
I'm wearing my Gap hat today, cool. All right, so let's go over some common types of damage, okay? We have wind damage, which is going to look like missing shingles, free shingles, shingles that have been lifted and no longer sealed. Hail damage, which you're going to see some black holes because the asphalt is always going to be black, and then the granules are different colors, and that's what's going to give you your desired color. So obviously, if you have holes in your color, something displaced the granules there. Aging and deterioration, that's going to look like real shiny roof, okay? Your shingles are actually made up of fiberglass, okay? Fiberglass, asphalt, sand, rock. When the asphalt starts to deteriorate, what's left? The fiberglass. Real shiny, real reflective material that as soon as the sun sees it, the sun sees it, you're gonna see shiny lines throughout the entire thing. You shouldn't have glitter on your roof. That's a problem. Curling or fraying, okay, that's gonna look like, here again, your shingles are gonna lay flat. If your corners start to curl up like this, or they're like dog-eared, and you can't see the corners anymore, that's a problem. That means that you have some severe sun damage going on, which is not covered by insurance, but that's going to be your normal wear and tear of the product. God bless you. Improper installation, we'll go over that today too. That's why it's so important choosing your contractor, okay? Because the last thing you want is to pay $20,000 for a roof, and then all of a sudden the shingles start to slip and slide, and then you have some big issues. And I have some pictures of these things throughout the slides too, so those are just tree and debris. She's not in here. Who? Stephanie?
My name's Stephanie.
Nunez?
There's 4 of us.
Okay. Steph Nunez called me one day, and I love using her as a resource too, because as an example, because it was awesome. She called me, I believe it was on a Thursday at 2:00 in the afternoon. Said, hey, I have a problem. We have a tree came down on one of my clients' roof. We don't know what to do, and we're supposed to have some bad weather this weekend. I said, well, you did what you were supposed to. You're supposed to call me. I drove all the way to Gettysburg, a 2-hour drive from getting here. Went, removed that tree from the roof and tarped it, which you'll see some pictures in here too. That's a problem. Even if you have a tree that's overgrown on the house, that the branches kind of touch the roof when it's real windy out, that's going to kill the lifespan of your roof. That's a big problem. Okay, we need to take care of that. And yes, I have a chainsaw, so I can take care of that. So here's some pictures of 3-tab damage. Okay. So right here, you're gonna see my chalk mark. It is only on this shingle because you see that a very thin black line right there. Okay, that is from the shingle flipping back and forth. That's the beginning stages of this. Once that shingle completely breaks off and either is gone in the gutter or just hanging out right there, look at that line right there. Yeah. Okay. Now there is asphalt shingle because again, this shingle goes all the way up to right here, right? So there is some asphalt protecting it, but there's about a 3-inch strip that it's not. So now what? Your synthetic paper, which has only been used for the past 10 or 15 years. So past that, you have organic paper. What does that do? It just soaks up water. It holds water. Water always finds a way. You don't want water in your house. Okay. We'll use this as an example because I told Michael about it last time I was here. So if this was a conventional home, You're gonna see a water stain like that. What does that mean? You have a leak somewhere. But here's another thing. The insulation is wet. The plywood is wet. That's on top of the roof as well. What happens to things in the attic when they become wet? Mold. Get mold. Do we want mold? We do not, for sure. Here's your granule loss. Okay, here's what we were talking about earlier. You can see here, it's kind of a blurry picture. I apologize for that. There's going to be white and clear lines. That's your fiberglass. That's what's going to give you that glittery sense on that roof when you're driving past. Go, oh, look at this beautiful. Oh, there it is. That's the answer. That's a problem. So we move over to architectural shingles. So these are the most common things that you see as far as damage goes on arc. Okay, you have subtle wind damage. Okay, is it supposed to lift up like this? Absolutely not. It's supposed to lay flat and be glued and sealed. Okay, the only way that it becomes unsealed is by shrinking and stretching of plywood, which is very common, or wind gets up underneath there, breaks the seal, and now it just sits there and plays like this the entire time. Delamination. This is very common with some architectural shingles that came out called Horizon. How do I explain that? So when they made that product, they took two pieces of asphalt, laid it together, and sealed it. Okay, you would think that okay, it's made in an oven, it should be sealed pretty good. Well, they screwed something up, and now it slips and it becomes delaminated and looks just like that. Okay, this bottom shingle has pulled away from this top layer, which is what gives you your desired look. That's a problem. Those are things that need to be addressed and fixed immediately because you can see this black line here. That's the paper that covers your plywood. If that gets wet, again, what I just said, water finds a way and it will hold the water, plywood will hold the water, and eventually we'll get mold and mildew. And then you don't want to pay for mitigation. Trust me, you don't want to pay for mitigation. That would have been disastrous if I had pulled that runner off the table.
Let me ask you a question.
Absolutely.
Doesn't that become real dangerous for it fall to? I mean, the more you show, it looks like you're really walking into a problem where you have to watch your own self when place, right?
Absolutely.
Because
But
they walk up on top, those Amish guys were walking all over the place when they go through.
so if you go through on plywood, it's because you weren't being careful. In my opinion, your trusses, and this is some free information, your trusses on residential are 2 foot center to center. I'm a fairly skinny guy, but it would be very difficult for me to go through a 2x2 hole. Okay. The other thing is when I walk a roof, I am feeling around, stepping lightly to feel any water and stuff like that. Obviously, if I see, obviously, if I see delamination, I know, hey, there's going to be some water damage there. I need to walk above it, not below, because the water travels down as far as opposed to going up. I'm going to walk above it, stand down like this, look over, assess the situation, take my knife, stick into the plywood. If it goes through the plywood, I'm not working on it. If it doesn't, I should be good and it should hold my weight. Plus, I'll walk on the truss because I know there. So great question, but again, that's why we deal with professionals and not a chuck in the truck. You're going to hear me use chuck in the truck. We all love chuck in the truck because he saves us money in the short run, but at the end, it's going to cost you way more money. I promise you that. So I spy with my little eye. What can y'all see from the room? Okay, you're going to be able to see missing shingles. You're going to be able to see the delamination. You're going to be able to see the curling of the shingles. Okay. From extensive sun exposure or just from aging. You're going to be able to see the glitter up on the fiberglass showing. These are things that you need to make your homeowners aware when they're trying to sell their home. Like, hey, chances are good your buyer's not going to be able to get insurance. We need to take care of this ahead of time. Or your buyer, you're going to want to get that roof inspected by Ben Cross to write up a full report to say, hey, you have 3 to 5 years left, or you have 10 to 15 or whatever. And I'm able to, if we decide that, hey, what's in the best interest for your client is a new roof, why don't we go to the seller and say, hey, the roof's $20,000, seller, you pay 10, buyer, you pay 10. Everyone's happy because now the seller doesn't have to find a new buyer. Okay.
Someone once told me that the color inconsistencies don't really matter that much. Like when you're looking at a roof, like someone told me once that like discolorment isn't a huge thing.
Okay.
Is that true or is that
So
from what you were telling me?
What is his name? Chuck.
Yeah.
Did he have a truck? So, all right, let's think of it this way. If you found, okay, you have a client who wants to purchase a home. You find the 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, fully redone basement, this, that, and the other, and it's perfect. Yes, awesome. And you pull up a half an hour early, as you do. Instead of your clients meeting you there, you get there half an hour early, and you look up, and you have polka dots on the roof. You have a pewter gray roof with black shingles in some places, or even brown shingles in some places. Well, there's curb appeal. Your buyer is going to look at that and, like, I promise you, it's going to stick out like a sore thumb. You don't want things to stick out like a sore thumb. My question to that is, why do they use a different product for repair? Why was the roof repaired to begin with? What happened? Okay. Oh, well, the guy who put it on 10 years ago only used 3 nails instead of 5, so we just had some shingles come off because it wasn't nailed properly. That's a problem. That means the majority of the roof probably isn't nailed properly. So what? Your homeowner is going to be in there for 6 months, and it's during springtime. We got a lot of rain, a lot of wind. All of a sudden, he goes upstairs to go, put his baby to bed, and boom! Now we have a water stain. That's not going to go very well. I'd imagine you probably get a phone call for that. Like,
Yeah.
you sold me a broken house. No, we don't want any of that, right? So seeing an inconsistency in color, and when I mean inconsistency, I mean, you can tell it is several strips of shingles that are a completely different color. Okay. Some manufacturers, Tamco own Corning. They don't own, and this is going into a lot of detail, they don't own the mines that they get their granules from. So they can get granules from Pennsylvania and then some from Colorado. Well, it's different mines, it's different rock, it's going to produce a different color. And it's going to be a very subtle inconsistency in color, but you will be able to see that. GAF owns all of their mines. So when I say this is pewter gray, it's pewter gray today, and next year when they make it, it's still pewter gray. Like there's that consistency in color, which is one of the reasons why we're important. Again, great question. Mr. Shingles, color, sag. Oh, sagging roof lines. Okay. Sagging roof lines means that your plywood probably has some water damage. It's soaked up some water, and now instead of it being flat, it is sunken in between the 2-foot span of the trusses. You don't want that. That's dangerous for me to walk on, right? I don't want that. But those are things that are important. And it's also, when you put a roof on, you have to make sure that you have a solid nailable surface to put the shingles on. If not, the warranty is void. So in some cases, when we have to put a new roof on, some cases we have to tear all the plywood off, put brand new plywood on, and then so we have a solid nailable surface for that. You're going to be seeing that in the insurance policies as well, by the way. Do you have anything in there about plywood for insurance, Gina?
Not that we are aware of yet.
Okay.
Like,
I can.
Everything's still, I mean, we are not taking care of roof.
Right. I can almost guarantee you that plywood's going to be in policies within 2 to 3 years, because to re-plywood a 20 square roof, which is not average, that's like $6,500. Yeah. So I mean, the labor's expensive. Think about it. You have to take off all that. Where's that wood going to go? You have to get rid of it. Now my guys are walking on a truss that's only 1 5/8 inches thick. That's crappy. So that costs more. Granules and downspouts. That one's really easy for y'all to see, because obviously I'm not asking y'all to go on roofs. Don't go on roofs. Call me, please. You can go over to the downspouts. You can knock on it. You can kind of tap on it, and it'll move some granules down to the downspout. And if you look down at the grass, you see a big pile of little pebbles and stuff. Hello, where's that from? It's not space dust. It is from your roof. Your shingles are shedding granules, and granules is what protects the shingle and protect the asphalt. Okay. So I spy with my little eye. Vegetation growth. It's going to look like short grass. It's going to look like moss. It's going to look like algae. Those are things that the roof isn't getting enough sunlight, or it is staying wet for too long and not being able to dry out properly. And now we have vegetation. That is more of an aesthetic thing. It's not really going to affect the product very much, but it's something to keep in mind, like, hey, homeowner, you have a lot of vegetation on your roof. Vegetation holds water, excuse me, which then again, water finds a way, dampens the shingle, dampens the underlayment, damages the plywood. You can see the missing shingles from the ground. Now, thankfully, this guy went up on his roof and put some caulking material right there, so he's not gonna have any leak right there, like 6 months until that cracks. So that's not a permanent fix. That is a, oh crap, it's gonna rain this weekend. Let me put some caulking on it and then call Ben Cross to come out and either put a tarp or to put a patch on there temporarily. This was super fun. This was a combination of a crappy product and a crappy contractor, to be honest with you. That completely just came off. He had the underlayment showing and his closet was filled with mold. So that was super fun.
And so you see how it's like really dark, the roof?
Yes, that's
Is
algae.
that what?
That is algae.
Okay, and that's bad. Do you see that? Or is
Again,
that
it's
more
not really
like
gonna,
a-
it's not really gonna shorten the lifespan of the shingle. I mean, okay, so it does shorten the lifespan of the shingle if it dies. Once it dies, it has roots, okay? So it grabs those granules. Once the algae dies and gets washed off, you're gonna have granules. So
But if you see that on a roof, it's not like a sign of age or
it
deterioration.
is a sign of age.
Oh, okay.
So one of the things that GAF sees this in higher, I don't want to say higher class, just more expensive homes. Homeowners get really picky about what their property looks like, and they see that they have all these black streaks on their brown roof. What the heck is this? We need a brand new roof. Well, you don't. You just have algae. So what GAF did is they created the UHDZ line. I almost forgot it. UHDZ line has copper in the granules, and as copper gets wet and deteriorates, it actually produces a chemical that kills the algae. So like, for example, if you have a chimney in the middle of the home, okay, the chimney has chimney flashing. Most of the time that's exposed flashing. It's not really painted sometimes. If it's not painted, when the rain hits it, you will see a streak coming from that chimney. That's actually clean shingles. The rain is mixing with that metal, producing a chemical that goes down and it kills all the algae in a streak.
Oh.
It's kind of interesting. At least I find. Didn't think I was going to get into that today, so I didn't put a picture.
That's okay. And then one more question. So like if there was vegetation growth, like isn't that more aesthetic? But is there
Yes.
anything you would suggest to that client, like what they could do to keep
Yeah.
it off of their roof? Or
Great
help with
question.
it?
UHDC shingles.
Okay.
Some people will say, "Oh, hey, you can get a soft wash." All right, let's think about this.
Then water.
Well, so a soft wash is a chemical-based formula that is there to kill algae. Is there to soften the asphalt, and it's there to give it a longer lifespan. That's what they say. Here's my question. It's asphalt being mixed with another chemical. There's going to be a chemical reaction. Is it going to be a good one? It's going to be a bad. Flex Seal. Do you know what Flex Seal is? Okay, so you've heard of Flex Seal. Flex Seal has been used for several years now to temporarily patch roofs. Okay.
That's like the guy, he flex seals the boat.
Yes. Okay. Perfect example. So question for you. Why doesn't that chemical reaction happen in the can? Like, why are you able to spray Flex Seal from a can? It needs air, so it mixes with the air, and then it has a chemical reaction. Okay, do you know what a chemical reaction produces? Heat. You know what heat does to your shingle? Freaking melts it. So I've been on several roofs where the homeowner's like, "Oh yeah, last year I put a can of Flex Seal. I should be good to go." It boiled his shingles. It was probably one of the coolest things I've ever seen. Super unfortunate for him because he had to replace his roof now. And insurance did not cover that because he did it himself and didn't have a licensed contractor who would have said, "No, we're not going to put Flex Seal roof. We're going to put a tarp." Much better.
I want to know about solar panels. Is it on top of the roof or they tear the roof off and put the solar?
So there are several different types of solar panels.
Yeah.
There's several different types of solar panels. One is where they actually make penetrations through the roof, through the shingle, through the plywood, put nuts and bolts, and now you have an 1.5 to 2 inch black panel on your roof that collects the sun. They also have solar shingles. Gaff makes them. That get integrated with the shingle. So it actually lays flat and looks like a legit shingle and it will produce energy for you. Those are way less invasive to your roof because the way that it is installed, the nail strips are overlapped, so you're not going to have a chance of leaking. Whereas the standard ones where they just put these huge massive panels on the roof, like I said, they are drilling through the roof and then they will warranty their penetrations for 5 to 10 years. Cool. What happens on year 11? Like, hello. You know how you get to the posts that are in the middle of the roof from the solar panel? You got to take the other solar panels off to go through there to be able to put your caulk down. And you're talking about thousands of dollars. I have solar panels on. It's great until it's not. So, any other questions before I go on? I love it, by the participation. I love it. Helps me.
What was the question?
Yes. Do you have any questions?
I think Flex Seal's bad.
Good, great answer. Except for your boat.
I mean, yeah. Oh, by the way, did you know I have long hair?
Yes, I did see that, and I have a feeling that you're going to get it cut before you go down to Georgia. It's just a thought.
Got it.
Okay. At 5-star Roofing Restoration, we're really good at haircuts too. So I'm just saying,
So reach out.
all right, cool. I don't have my pocket knife with me. We just do it right here. So when you do your in-home inspection, okay, yeah, I assume that you kind of do your own little pre-inspection before you hire a home inspector. These are things to look out for. I want you to look at this real quick. We'll see if I can get it to play again. Cool. You see how it's squishy? Okay. That was an awesome find by me. That's 100% latex paint, which now creates a seal. Guess what happened? He had water come through. So the water got through the drywall. I don't want to say melted, but did damage to the drywall, and it can't go anywhere because it's latex paint. It can't seep through. He had this picture almost shows you the extent. It's about a 3-foot circle that was hanging down like 2 inches from the ceiling. I walk in, I was like, "Can I touch it?" And I did. But we had to see there's a hole there. We had to crack that hole there and let the water drain out before we could do anything. And obviously, I was able to find the leak from that. You can pinpoint it. Water stains on ceilings. This one right here is older. We'll say that's probably a 4 to 6 month old water leak. That's probably a little bit older. Like, what's the difference between these two? Mold. Right. This one, it dried out on its own. This one, it did not.
They've been held out. One of them.
Well, I told you about it last month, so.
Oh, it's been there longer than a month.
Well, I'm just saying, I saw it. I saw that you had a different roofer on your roof too.
I know, I was gonna point that out.
I was dodging that.
He was like, crap.
So
You're good.
Right building from.
I know where your loyalty lies. I know where your loyalty lies. Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Everybody.
You did. I'm waiting for the spring. We need better weather.
You show the not my house. It's a rental property. You didn't put that in your presentation.
You know what? I should have.
You should have.
I should have. What a jerk.
Well,
Me. What a jerk I am. That's terrible. So again, some of the bullet points are water stain on ceilings, bubbling paint on drywall, musty attic smells. You crack open that staircase to heaven and go up there and it smells a little funky, and it smells funky for a reason. If you see daylight through the attic, that usually can be a problem. And then wet insulation, which needs to be removed almost immediately. How does all of this information affect y'all? Okay. Insurance red flags, older 3-tax, which again, Kelly will tell you right now, they're basically rolling out a new policy stating they're not going to give you insurance if your roof is older than 15 years old, because they know within 5 to 10 years, you're probably going to file a claim for your roof damage and try to get them to pay for your $25,000. Fair? And that's not a dig towards Kelly or towards Allstate. That is across the board. I think
It's
it,
been like that with all insurance companies. All states
Yeah.
finally got on board.
I'm sorry,
I didn't think those insurance pay.
depends on who files a claim. If you filed the claim and you don't have a contractor, a Hague certified contractor to back you up, chances are good they're not going to. But if you have somebody who knows what they're doing, who can take a shingle sample, show that it's no longer manufactured, or show them that you cannot conduct a successful repair without causing consequential damage to the roof, then yes, those are things that your policy covers, depending on what policy you have. There are a lot of different policies out there.
Matching endorsement.
Matching endorsement, yes.
That's what I got, because I have an older roof, but because they couldn't replace those with new ones because they're no longer manufactured, because I have a matching endorsement on my insurance policy, they're giving me $10,000.
Do you mind if I share a little bit of your story?
No.
Okay, cool. So Kelly contacted me. She's like, hey, would you mind stopping by doing a roof inspection? I know it's super old, but like, I don't know what we should do. Mind you, works for an insurance company. Okay. So she was perfectly fine filing a claim with her insurance company. Okay. Apologize. So I went out there, found some missing shingles. I correlated that damage with a storm. We filed a claim with her insurance. Insurance company came out there eventually. Eventually they found the right house. That's another story for another time. And they said, yeah, so we'll pay for like 5 or 6 shingles that need to be repaired.
$11.
Yeah. Oh, like I'm not.
Deductible.
Yeah, we're not joking. We're not joking.
Like I literally got a check for $11.
So,
It didn't cash.
so I'm sitting there going, okay, cool. You've admitted that there's damage on the roof. You've admitted why damage happened as a result of the wind. Doesn't cost $11 to fix her problem. Nor do you understand and realize that her shingles no longer manufactured. So they took a sample of the shingles, sent it down to Florida. Florida came back. It's no longer manufactured. Great. Now we have to pay for the entire roof. Now insurance is only going to pay like for like material. So they're going to write you a check for a lot less than what your roof is actually going to cost in real life to put on. So a grand slam is you get a brand new roof paid through the insurance. A home run is they pay for the majority of it, and then you only have to come out of pocket percentage rather than the entire bloody thing. Okay. I see the wheels turn. I feel like you have another question for me.
I do.
Okay.
So since you're an insurance agent, how much does that usually, now does your insurance usually go up after that?
Yeah, because you submitted.
Okay.
And that's why I wanted him to come out, because I typically don't submit claims just because I'm a site worker in this world, and I know, like, if it looks like it's something very simple, a simple fix, my husband will just fix it. I'm not gonna submit in order, because I don't want it to get fun.
Yeah.
So it's always best to get someone who's professional to look at it and say, yes, it's worth submitting, or no, it's not. Now, that $11 check was not worth me submitting. That $10,000 check was worth me submitting.
But you trusted me and trusted the
Yes.
process that I set before you on your kitchen table and said, okay, if they do this, I'm going to do this. If they go this direction, I'm gonna take the conversation back to this direction. Here are the tools that I have up my sleeve. I can't use them until I get an email from them stating this. And obviously we got that email, and then I proceeded as I normally do.
But you have to have the matching endorsement on your policy. So-
Yes, because Pennsylvania is not a matching state. Again, those are things that y'all shouldn't have to worry about. It's something that, okay, unless you have a seller that you're working with and say, hey, I'm ready to sell my home in 4 to 6 months, then yes, we can talk about and go down the avenue if we need to of insurance, because it usually takes a month or 2, sometimes 4 to 6. It's always easier for me and a less headache for y'all to just do straight retail, because it's gonna be quick and easy, and I can get that sucker on about 2 to 3 weeks. It's gonna take 1 day for most of the houses. Yes, ma'am.
Right, so my client was gonna home that, it was previously on the contract, and they had an inspection done, and whatever happened, contract didn't work out. So
Yep.
house is back on board. One of the statements in the home inspection is that the roof is at 10.
Yep.
So, based on the conversation I'm hearing, if my client decides to go to it, they might run into issues. Sorry, I had a cold.
You're good.
I gotta try to pump it,
We appreciate it. You're fine.
when they go for the insurance.
Yeah, they're probably good. Allstate was the easiest one to get roofing through. They were very lenient on roofs. Now, the one positive is that our prices are gonna drop pretty decent. But we're gonna be a little bit more.
The bar is gonna be set a little
Yeah,
higher.
it's
for
a
these.
little bit higher with the roofs, and it, unfortunately, when you have homeowners policy, if you think about it, the roof is everything. If the roof goes to crap, so does everything else in it, the walls, the ceiling, like you name it. So like, that's why, like conversation was, with Allstate is that they had to do a little shifting because they were covering all these roofs that were old and decrepit and, that people would file, they would, pay for it, but it gets expensive. So this is kind of like the new conversation that we're having is how do we get people, in a good place? Because if you pay, whatever, just say $15,000 for a roof or submit it to your insurance, $15,000, but you're paying $1,000 less a year, it pays for itself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like in the long run, it pays for itself, and sometimes even less, because the newer the roof, the less you're gonna pay for
So,
your insurance.
so just personal experience, I did this with my father. My father's policy went up $150 a year. You cannot purchase a roof and pay that roofer $150 a year. It's gonna be a 110-year payout. You ain't gonna- So yeah, back to the slide, previous unrepaired storm damage, improper repairs, you should be able to see that, and that's gonna be red flags to your insurance company, which means it should be a red flag to y'all. Okay, it's much better to get ahead of these things, to catch them up front, so we can deal with it now, rather than having to try to deal with it on the back end, okay? It's also gonna slow down your deal. If you let it linger, if you don't call us and we don't come out and do an inspection, if we don't write you an estimate, if we don't put the new roof on, it's gonna stall you. And I don't want that to happen, because stall a deal means stall money to you. Deals left at the table. That didn't happen either. Now your seller's gonna have to go through the long dreadful process, or you are gonna have to go through the long dreadful process of finding another buyer who is probably gonna run into the same issues that the last buyer had of not being able to get insurance on the property. And it's just gonna be frustration, and we all know that frustration kills deals. How can, I almost swallowed my gum. That would have been super cool to have like a presentation that someone has to do. That'd be awesome. So how can we at 5 Star Roofing Restoration help y'all support? Okay. Pre-listing roof assessments. That means I can go up there, I can say, hey, listen, your seller really needs to consider doing major repairs, or better yet, just a full replacement. The good news is we're gonna give you preferred pricing because I'm allowed to, and I'm going to. And if you get the 50-year warranty for $750 extra, that's transferable to the next homeowner. That is a huge selling point, because again, you can say to the buyer, hey, you can contact your insurance company, you can get a reduction in your monthly premium. Hello.
How much does the pre-listed assessment cost?
Depends on how big, but normally like $350. Normally, I think. Let me double check. $250 to $375. Sorry.
That's okay.
And that comes with photo documentation for the clients. So I'm going to send all that stuff over to y'all. You can send it to them, or I can have a direct communication with the client, send everything over to them, and they should be able to submit that to insurance or to the underwriter or whatever. Just to let you know, I typically, unless I know for a fact how old that roof is, I'm not going to say that roof is going to last more than 10 years, because that's liability for me. Okay, I have to, without a shadow of a doubt, know paperwork in my hand that this roof has been on for 5 years, and I know what product it is. Then I can say, yeah, we're good. Or, excuse me, no, we need to look at some estimates and see if there's a really good product out there. Honest repair versus honest replacement guide. Again, curb appeal. Do you want to have a polka dotted roof? Probably not. I'm fairly good at what I do. That's why I do what I do. I can make it look as best as I possibly can. But if it's an old product, you're gonna have a sun-faded granule and a new granule. There's gonna be a difference. That's gonna hurt your appeal to a potential buyer. So I'm gonna be honest about that. Say, hey, listen, it's gonna cost you $2,500 for a repair. Probably gonna hurt your chances of getting it purchased or getting it sold or moving this unit, let's just go ahead and bite the bullet at 15K and replace the roof. Again, I'm going to give you all preferred estimate, preferred pricing. Right now, oh my gosh, this pains me to even say this. Again, I'll be 100% honest. I lost a deal the other day because I found this homeowner. She had a quote from a roofer. Roofer said $32,000 for your roof. Oh wait, what if you signed today? $27,000. Oh wait, you have a cop in your family? Well, we can bring it down to $22,000. She goes to me, is like Ben, how can you beat this? I was like, beat what? She goes, well, I talked him down to $22,000. I said, Nancy, I say this with the most amount of respect I possibly can. You didn't talk them down to $22,000. They need to be at 16,000. They talked you up to $22,000. What's your estimate? My estimate is no hassle, no like we're not gonna haggle back and forth about it. It's 18.5, whatever it was. Oh, well, that's even cheaper than the other guys. It's because I'm not out here to make $1 million off of 10 homes. I'm here to make $1 million off of 100 homes. There's a big difference when you have the mentality. Plus, if I'm here to help you and I say that I'm actually here to help you, who am I helping when I sell you a $14,000 or $18,000 roof for $22K? I'm helping me, myself, and I. That's crazy. So we're just not going to do that. The reason why I lost the deal is because another contractor came in, pressured her, signed here today for 19 because that other guy he's gonna raise his prices. Sign, and she bought into it and she signed. To each his own. My feelings aren't hurt. I am more upset at the fact that she was taken advantage of and is not going to get the proper care that I know that we are going to give her. We're human. We make mistakes on a daily basis. What separates us from other people who make mistakes is the fact that we own up to them and we fix them. I'm part of a Facebook group, okay? Anvil and Cleona. I put a ad on there, picture of me putting a tarp on a roof, a storm, the whole 9 yards. Whenever you do that and you have your business name on it, you have to have your Pennsylvania license number. I forgot to put that on there. First comment, not second, not third. First freaking comment. Your ad sure does look fancy. Too bad you don't have your PA license number that is required by state law. And I'm sitting there going like, it's been online for 14 minutes. The internet is there out to give me today. And my response was this, almost verbatim, by the way. Thank you so much for catching that. I appreciate you pointing out that we're human. Now give me the opportunity to show you that we as humans do make mistakes, but we'll fix our mistakes. My very next post had the ad on it again with my PA license number on it. Not a word from Mr. Kevin or whoever it was. And that's totally fine. But sorry, for anyone whose name is Kevin, it just slipped out. I don't know what to do. I have a really bad experience with Kevin. So it was a guy, so I understand the truth. So yeah, those are things that is the company that you're getting. That is the man that you're getting. Okay. I already went over priority scheduling and preferred partners and emergency roofing services. This is my Gettysburg adventure. That was super fun. The tarping is for a different roof, but went out there and chopped up that tree and put a tarp on and had a good time. So before and after pictures, I just want to show you all. This is on 501 Mr. Russell Terry. By the way, this was 3 years ago, so the fact that I know his name still shows you the care that I give my customers. Like it's just who I am. This was a lot of fun. Yeah. Biscayne blue. That's my favorite color too. That Gaff has. That's a beautiful home. It bothers me that we didn't replace the shutters. There's a shutter missing. It makes me scratch my arm every time I see it. Thanks for noticing. Adele Botris. This was a lot of fun. He had a ton of hail damage behind Walmart in Lebanon City. That was 2.5 years ago. Patriot red. I love that color on that yellow sider. And the son wanted to play nice that day, and it's a great picture. Just saying.
That is great.
So the question is, who do you want to deal with? Chuck and a Chuck or Ben? This is I actually.
Oh no, he's a deadhead.
I actually took that photo. I actually took that photo of that truck. No, I mean, I assume he's a roofer. He has his roofing name and his number on it. That's another problem. So if you look here, okay, so there's a D here, possible S. I think that's a J. So I think it's JD's Roofing. And then I'm assuming that's a mistake. It looks like a G to me. So I'm just saying. We don't have that problem with this. We can read clearly whose truck this is. I just
That's so funny, right?
I love it.
That's funny. He loves his G stencil.
That's
Hey, I saw the truck.
I love any conversation.
Can you go? Yeah, right. Can you grab me a quote, please? I saw the back of your truck in a slide so
The scooter driver.
I know.
I don't know.
I hope he's not a student roofer.
That's how I was just gonna
I don't know. I'll beat you to it. I got you. Yeah, so well, at least
Do you do metal?
he has a lawful gun permit. We're good. He's a good guy. I'm sorry, do we do metal? Yes, ma'am. So something I didn't touch on today on the slideshow, but we can definitely go over real quick, is we do asphalt, metal, and rubber roofing. There's some other stuff that we can get into. It's very rare to get into terracotta roofing and cedar shake shingles in Pennsylvania. There are some out there. To be 100% honest with you, I partner with some subcontractors that I would probably just sub it up because I trust them, and I would much rather use them than my guys do. Yes, sir.
Did you rubber or slate as well? I apologize if I missed it.
No, you're good. Rubber, yes. EPDM, absolutely. Slate, I will recommend the guy from Jersey that I work.
Light guy.
Say what?
I was gonna say it. Like, is he a light guy?
Is he a light
I
guy?
had a heavy guy up on a roof once that.
No, he's shorter than I am. So you're in good hands. Shorter and stouter.
Yeah.
Now we will remove slate roofs and replace with asphalt. So if they don't want to have a slate roof on,
Yeah.
or if they want to use a asphalt shingle that looks like and imitates slate, absolutely we can do that. But if they want the actual slate, they're also going to be paying like $2,600 a square too,
Sure.
as opposed to $1,000, depending on if they get a premium product or not.
Yeah.
So, and Cedar Shake, I'm gonna wish you all the best on your future endeavors. That is just a whole different ball game. Again, I have guys to do that, and we can definitely have that conversation with them and stuff. But yeah, we have no problem tearing it off and putting on a different product if you like. So, we also do siding and gutters. We don't do windows anymore. You find your niche, you stay in your niche. So.
That one picture, do you charge according to, some roofs are up this way and then your back there's another kind of shape?
Yeah.
So do you charge according to the shapes and how intricate it is?
Shapes, no. Pitch, yes. So if it's like a 12 pitch, if it's something that I have to have what's called a goat to hold on to walk, absolutely it's going to cost. It's going to take a lot more time. And now OSHA gets involved, and we have to have our proper safety ropes, harnesses. Some counties prefer hard hats, stuff like that. We typically don't go anywhere because we use specialized boots that have like a padding on the bottom of it, which really gives me a lot of grip, so I can walk on a 10 pitch roof without. 12 is pushing it for sure. Talk to me.
Sorry, ice shields.
I'm sorry.
Ice shield.
Ice shield, yeah, that's required. Yeah, PA, that's a code upgrade, or sorry, code item. So we have to put on ice and water shield.
Yeah.
As far as I'm aware, everywhere in PA. State of PA is
How recent is that?
2014, I think.
I don't.
Talk to me.
Why, what happened?
Yeah, we should. Because if your insurance finds out they don't have ice and water shield.
My insurance, but yeah, I mean.
Because, okay, so there's,
We had to get some stuff taken down in Lancaster, but I was told.
is it a historic building?
But I was told that I was like, oh yeah, it's a new thing in Lancaster, and so you're saying it's been since 2014. It's probably a lot of holes.
I'm pretty sure. I know Drip Edge was a 2014 thing. Ice and water maybe came slightly after it, but why would we not put ice and water shield in PA? Okay, so do we know what ice damming is? Ice damming. So when your gutters get full of water and it freezes overnight, what does water do when it freezes? It expands, right? So that expansion of that water will get up onto the shingle, go up underneath the shingle, and then what happens when Mr. Sunshine comes out? It melts. Water finds a way. The ice is already up underneath the shingle. Now, once it melts, that water doesn't have to go anywhere. It can go straight down into the plywood, and then you have water soaked plywood, which then goes into the insulation, which then goes into the drywall, and then turns into mold.
Last thing,
No, it's not.
you do metal.
Yep.
I do.
Yep.
Where do you get?
I like using AB Martin. We've been using it.
Great customers of mine from a while back.
I got you. Yeah, I used to do this for the Amish, like actual, like the physical labor part. We did everything through AB Martin. Right now, 5-star partners with ABC, but we do competitive pricing with other vendors.
Otter Tech.
I'm sorry?
Otter Tech.
Otter Tech. Dang, that sounds familiar. Talk to me. What is
Yeah. So,
What is that?
Leonard Wise, the guy out of, I'll talk to you.
all right, cool. Yeah. I got you. So yeah, there's just about anything that y'all need for roofing, I should be able to assist you with. And if I don't have the answer, because again, I'm not quick, I don't know everything. If I don't have the answer, I will find somebody who does, and we will get you the answer. Period.
What's the price difference between metal and that? A lot.
Yeah. Now, totally different warranty ballpark, like way different. Okay. And you have different types of metal. You have standing seam, which is what this is. And then you also have 9-inch center to center ribs. You're going to see that on a lot of agricultural buildings, but a lot of residential homes, especially the Amish and Mennonite, they like that because it looks neat. That stuff's put on with screws. Standing seam has some screws or nails depending on what year it was manufactured, but more importantly, that metal, the individual pieces have upright bars like this. They go up against, and then it crimps down. I can't put my fingers that way, but it crimps down into a J. You can either do that with a hand crimper, so that's a guy going all the way down, or mechanically, mechanically or electric. Yeah, mechanically, which is a little robot that you put at the very top, push a button, and it crimps it, and then it goes all the way down. You pick it up, put on the next one. That one has a longer lifespan, a longer warranty than a hand crimper does, because obviously I can only squeeze 200 pounds per square inch, whereas a machine's going to do it by 1,200 or whatever it is. Yeah, well, yeah. Depends on how many robots you have.
If it's metal, what about a thunderstorm?
What about
Well, I mean.
with lightning?
That
With lightning?
Yeah.
I mean, of course it can, but normally you would have lightning rod. You would have lightning rods on it. The other thing is it gets grounded. So lightning hits what? The highest point, right? So in that area, whatever's the highest point is going to get hit, unless it is
They have
attracted.
a lot of thunderstorms in the south.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
So it's funny that some of y'all are going down to Georgia, because I have an office in Atlanta, Georgia, right across the street from Lenox Mall, which is a hop and a skip from where y'all's conference is. That's actually where my CEO is today, is in our Atlanta, Georgia office.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep. So we work in Atlanta, Georgia. We have an office in Virginia, in DC, in Elkridge, Maryland, is the home office, and then my office is
You're a part of a group of roofers, like corporation type.
No, ma'am. No, we are 5-star roofing and restoration. We just have several different offices.
So I have an issue that might actually kind of go to both of you guys. So I had a rental property, pretty much like on the river. I had a rental policy. I have moved and lived in this home for about 10 years. Probably like last year, I lost my insurance because it's a partially flat rubber roof. And I was told like that nobody really wants to insure that. I mean, it's older.
So it's asphalt shingle on a slope and then goes.
And then goes to a flat. Yeah.
I've seen that a lot.
Yeah. See, I don't know. I mean, the house was built in 1940, but I'm sure that at some point this was added on and modified, but really I can't get anybody to insure me. And I have to.
You should call us. We have a third party that we work
Okay.
for older homes. That we could definitely get.
Because I'm literally just ripping off the whole thing and just redesigning the house at this point.
Right.
And it's just me, so I'm not
There's a
overly
lot of,
worried.
yeah,
But I wasn't sure if
depends on how.
it was the fact of it being a flat rubber or it being an old flat rubber.
That.
Rubber,
The water.
obviously,
Yeah,
You have to-
can be damaged by the sun very
There's
easily
nowhere to
because,
go.
I mean,
yeah.
It's flat roof.
they can dry out. Same thing with the rubber on your tires on your vehicle, right? They can dry out, they can have cracks. What happens to a
I
crack
mean.
over time? What happens to a crack when it gets water in the winter time and then that water expands?
Yeah, and because, I mean, they would,
So, yes.
I was gonna get some kind of like,
It is a great
it
product.
was like
Certain
a contracting insurance, like as the work was being done, but like nothing, really didn't cover anything.
Right.
Like $300 a month for nothing.
So if it's.
So,
A wooded area.
you know, I'm just waiting for the money to come in and I'm just gonna frame it, you know, I'm just basically just gonna do frame the exterior and just go in stages, you know,
Because
to do the insides then, but like,
it's in a high.
you know, if I have fire or, you know, I'm right on the Susquehanna River, it's so windy.
So, yeah.
You have
I mean, I just
believe it or not,
did like a $4,000 tree
you're
trim.
able to.
And I still have, I mean, I have 100+ foot trees all over. So it's like,
So I would
Yeah, I
suggest
guess-
UHDZ, because it does have a decent hail impact rating, okay, and it's gonna deter that algae for 25 years.
If you give, I'll give you my number. please,
Yep.
and, you know,
And honestly, the price difference between UHDZ and HDZ, which is our most common line, it's only like
we had this.
100 or 150 a square,
and
so
we
it's
were
not,
able to do it.
it's not a huge, like, don't get me wrong, it's a jump, but it's not something
Yeah.
that,
It's a matter of.
you're definitely getting that down,
But.
because you're
yeah,
still
at this
getting.
point, like I might as well
25 year.
Yeah.
to get,
I mean, you
if I had a kid or an animal, you know, an older parent or something at the house, then absolutely. You know, it's just me, I can be a little reckless.
What other questions do y'all have I can help you with? Whether it be roofing or about the company that I work for, anything. in-
Higher, you know,
Okay.
ever saw.
I remember everything really well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I needed like that little bit.
Where are you based out of?
I didn't want to get too in depth with it because
Our office.
Again, a lot of the stuff that you
Okay.
should know,
But there was no.
you will know by being a roofer. You don't need to know as a good. Like, exactly. What my goal today was to give you
My
the.
dad,
flash
I
that
think my
so
old
you know
policy
when to
was
call me to come out there and assess.
through
this.
your company, and then my dad had a lot of rentals, commercial,
Hey, man, I need help.
so,
It's great.
I
My,
think.
hey, man, I
some of
need
the
an actual inspection to
stuff.
give to the underwriter, give to the insurance,
Yeah,
that call.
anytime.
But I will give you a lot of my time, and a lot of my
It
resources.
doesn't hurt to check in. And if nothing else,
Yeah.
say, if you call, say, thank you, tell me, Keller Williams or whatever.
Okay,
And one of my was, you know, to look into that for you. I mean, you're not obligated to anything, it's just a quote.
Yeah.
Free, you know what I mean? But it's knowledge for you to have too, moving forward if you ever want to do it.
yeah, because I had like a checklist of everything I needed to do before I was gonna lose the policy, and of course, my dad is like, he, I don't know why he has my money. He has my money, so I'm waiting for him
Yes, ma'am, I
to
do.
do anything, and like literally,
Yeah, I
I
got
had
you, I
time
got
to
you.
get everything
You
caught up.
have them up front, all right?
Before we lost insurance, like I had a full year, but they told me I had to change, you
Yeah.
know, like, take some plywood down on a single window and this and that. And,
Yeah.
you know, by the time everything was said and done, you know,
Yeah.
we lost it. And